So I just want to do a disclaimer before this video starts. I am not here in any way, shape, or form ever in any of my videos to sway you not to do something. That's never been the type time I've been on. And I want y'all to know that I like to be as real with y'all as possible. So before this starts, I am not trying to sway y'all. I'm just trying to put y'all on in some game real quick. Hi guys, and welcome back to my returning subscribers who are just tuning back in. I thank you so much for stopping by. For anyone who is new and stopping by, I thank you so much for stopping by. If you've made it to yet another video with me, you guys are the real MVP. So today I want to get into how to really grow your hair out using protective styles, because you get videos where people are like, oh my god, protective styles do this, protective styles do that. I feel like a lot of the videos created are based off of people's experiences. Heck, all the videos are based off of people's experiences, even my experiences. But the disclaimer I made before this video started, is that I don't want to try to sway y'all to not do something or to do something. I want y'all to feel free to do your own thing on this journey, but do ultimately at the end of the day what works for you. If you're doing something and that works for you, stick with it. Regardless if I'm telling you something or another YouTuber is telling you something, do what works for you and what works for your hair. And that's really just the other disclaimer I want to make before this video starts. So I have been protective styling since November. It started off as a challenge. I was only going to do it for 6 months and then I was going to stop. At first I started off with crochet. Then I was doing just some other styles to look into. And now you see me constantly doing a knotless box braids. They are a wonderful protective style because number one, they don't cause damage. They are tension free. You don't have to worry about your hair being taken out. And if they're installed correctly, you will obtain a lot of length and retain a lot of length. And your hair won't be damaged. As you can see, I have my edges. My edges aren't coming out. You can see from the other videos that I'll put in the description box, my hair has been growing. So it's all around a good style. What I want to get into is just my tips for the growth. So my first one is make sure your install is not too tight. What I mean by that is I used to go to other people and get my hair braided and done, and my strands are already fine. So I don't really need somebody constantly pulling and causing tension. So after a lot of years of just going to different people constantly back and forth, I learned how to do my hair myself and my installs myself. And this ensures that my braids are not too tight because I am tender-headed, y'all. And I just want to let y'all know that I want to just let y'all know I am tender-headed, so that's why I do my hair myself. I don't really go to other people to do my hair anymore. I do it myself, so I ain't got to worry about that. The next tip I want to give is, so I'm trying to figure out how to word this. So avoid styles that will cause a lot of tension. So like, don't do your buns super, super tight. Don't do your braids super, super tight. These knotless box braids, they're great because if you do them, you won't cause tension and it's not pulling. Like, just don't, as long as it's not super tight pulling on your hair, then it's fine. Next tip is for the edges, because I know a lot of people coming out of protective styles, I was one of them as well. My edges fell out after I had my son. How we can, and that had a lot to do with me carrying a child, so that was different. But even before that, I would notice that my edges would break off and fall out due to it just being too tight on my edges. So I try not to lay my baby hairs every day. I try to have a chill pill on that, but also sometimes I don't include my baby hairs in my style. I will leave that part out. These are not baby hairs that I made or cut my hair to make. This is just how my hair has always been since I was little, as you can see. So to keep your edges, aka your baby hairs, I would say try not to include them in your braids when you're braiding your hair. For knotless, I mean, if you want to do it, it's cool. Your hair, it starts off with your hair. I leave mine out and I lay them. I don't lay them every day because I don't feel like that's necessary. It looks more natural to me anyway when they're not laid as much, when they just chilling and regular. So I would say you know, just like have a chill pill on how often you're laying your edges. I know we want to be laid and slayed to the guys, but just have a chill pill on how often we lay in them. You know, kind of give a break. You don't got to do it every day. You don't got to be slayed every day. Like, you know, some days you can be regular. There's days where I look real regular. I feel like every day I look real regular, but you know, that's neither here nor there. That just doesn't speak to how I feel about myself. It's just, I don't feel like it's necessary for me to lay my edges and for my hair to be laid all the time. My next tip is, you know, you want to, how can I word this? You want to have a good moisturizing regimen. What I mean by that is make sure you're using products that's moisturizing. I just made a video and I'll put it in the description box too, along with this video, on my leave-in conditioner spray. This is the consistency of herbs that I have and oils mixed together, with different oils in it, mixed together from Bell Bar Organic. Shout out to them. And I use this to moisturize not just my scalp, because most people are just moisturizing their scalp. You want to moisturize the braids too, or if like you're in wigs, take your wig off and moisturize the braids too, because your hair is ultimately in there. You want to keep that moisturized. If you want to really see your hair grow and thrive, Bree Hall gave me this tip. Make sure you're keeping your hair moisturized, even in protective styles. You want to make sure your hair is moisturized. You never want to let it get dry. Our hair is naturally dry. So just imagine you going under a protective style and you up under a protective style and you're not moisturizing your hair. You're going to be out here looking like Sahara Desert. We don't want that to happen. So moisturize your braids and moisturize your scalp. Your scalp, yes, you want to moisturize that, but your braids as well. My next tip is, oil is not moisturizing your hair. So if you put oil on your roots and oil on your braids, you did not moisturize your hair. You just sealed in. If your hair is dry from the braiding hair or the braids, you just sealed in dryness. I'm sorry to break that to you. You didn't moisturize your hair. So you want to use something that's moisturizing. You can use a leave-in conditioner spray. Before I started making my own, I was using Carol's Daughter. That's a good leave-in conditioner spray. Just a lightweight leave-in conditioner spray. I don't really like the braid sprays because for me, this is my personal experience. It may work for you. It causes buildup, and I know my leave-in that I use does not cause buildup. Like, I never have buildup when I take my braids out and stuff like that. So a good leave-in conditioner spray is good. You can add an oil on top or add an oil to the leave-in conditioner spray that you purchase, or you can make your leave-in conditioner spray. They have different recipes. If you go on Pinterest and other places, I'm sure you will be able to find some recipes on how to create one, but you want to use a leave-in conditioner spray, and those are the best things I feel like to use for braids, because braid sprays, I feel like a lot of times they cause build up, so I don't really like using them, and then they use a bunch of different like chemicals. So I'm all for making my own leave-in conditioner spray. As you guys can see, make sure you not only get your roots, ladies, but make sure you also get your actual braids that it's in, whether you're wearing wigs, weaves, or whether you're wearing braids. The next tip is your hair is not going to always, you got to realize if you're going to be moisturizing your braids and your roots, your hair is not going to always be laid down. After a while, the style gets old, and it's just the nature of how it happens. It's no rhyme or reason. It's just, that's just what's meant to happen. The hairstyle is going to get old, but you don't want to sacrifice healthy hair because you don't want to moisturize your hair because you want your hair to be laid. I'd rather my hair be moisturized and growing than for it to be laid and I'm neglecting it. Because ultimately, when you don't moisturize it, you are neglecting your hair, and that's not something you want to do. Again, you're going to be out here looking like Sahara Desert. We don't want that. So we want to keep our braids moisturized and moisturizing our roots, and moisturizing our hair and our roots is not, oil is good for your roots because your hair grows, your hair and the hair follicles, they grow from the roots, but you want to just use a moisturizer, a leave-in conditioner spray. I cannot stress that enough. That is how I've been able to retain length. Also, what's important is your takedown method. So if I feel like, you know, like right now my hair is very blended with these braids, I'm cutting real low. I don't even care if it's going to take me long to take on my braids. I cut real low, like probably somewhere down here, just where all this red is at, is where I would cut if I'm taking a style out, so I don't cut my hair off, because I know my hair is not that long, but it just will ensure that I'm not cutting somewhere up here and cutting my hair off, you know? So really watching where you cut it. I would cut somewhere down here just to take it out, you know what I mean? And I'm not cutting my hair off. Another tip I want to say is make sure you're using a scarf, you're using some type of head wrap and headwear at nighttime when you're going to sleep or when you're going to lay down. You can even get a satin pillowcase. That way your hair is always protected. Another thing that helps is your wash day routine. I'll link mine in the description box of what I do after I remove protective styles. I use a moisturizing hair mask and a protein hair mask, both together with my herbs. Y'all will see that in the video. I'll link in the description box. My hair needs that, number one, because it has color on it. Number two, it hasn't gotten it in the weeks that my hair has been away. It hasn't gotten that type of love. It's been away and it hasn't touched the water. So I want to make sure that my hair is taken care of. So I use the protein mask and the moisturizing hair mask on my hair, and I also co-wash my hair after applying that mask and rinsing that mask out. I'll apply conditioner and co-wash as well. Y'all will see that in the video. You also just want to make sure you just, you know, doing those tips. And if you really want your hair to grow, don't worry about where somebody else's hair is at. That is the thing I cannot stress enough. Once I stopped worrying about where other people's hair was during my journey, my hair just took off and grew. Every time you worry about somebody else's hair, you are going to stunt your hair growth, because you're so focused on what they doing, you're not focusing on you. When you focus on you, that's when that growth comes. And I'm not even just talking about with hair, it's deeper than that, if you catch my drift. Focus on you. Don't focus on other people and their hair and what their hair is doing. If protective styles work for you, do that then. If they don't work for you, don't do it. That's just all I'm going to say about that. I'm not here to tell nobody to do something specifically. I'm giving you based off of my experience and what's helped me. What you choose to do is ultimately up to you and what's going to help your hair. Again, I'm not here to sway anybody or tell anybody to do something different. I know we as YouTubers, we are influencers, but I want people when they come to my channel to feel free to be themselves and do what they feel is best for their hair and best for them. You can take on some stuff that I tell you, but I might learn some stuff from y'all. Drop some stuff in the comments section, you know. You ultimately want to do what works for your hair and what works for you. Those are my tips for growing your hair out. And, you know, I believe my other one too is I wouldn't go to a bunch of different people to get my hair done. If you got one person that you've been going to and they've been consistently doing your hair, as long as they're not doing any tight pulling or damaging practices, I would stick with that one person. Or if you are the person that's been doing your hair, I wouldn't switch and go to a bunch of different people. That's how my hair has been able to grow. That's how I've been able to retain length. I really hope this video has been helpful. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. There you guys. And hit that bell button notification. That way you'll be notified when I drop videos. And I'll see you guys soon. Bye.